Hey friends, I'm back today with a video on a brand that I have actually not had a chance to review on my channel. I wanted to try them for a really long time, and ironically, I actually met the owner of this brand on my channel in my comment section pretty much when I had like 50 subscribers. And we got along then, we get along now. She has always been very kind to me. And I'm very excited to say that I actually want to give away on her page, and it is Maun Professionals that we are talking about today. I actually really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly because I'm kind of the worst for that. It is a real problem that I have, and I'm very excited to share these shadows with you because what I'm going to say is probably going to surprise you. And here's the thing. Yes, these were sent to me in a giveaway. However, these are the best eyeshadows I think I've ever used. When it comes to multichrome, duochrome, foiled, intense, I mean just super pigmented shadows, these are my favorite. These are officially my favorite. I'm very sad I did not do the intro the night that I was wearing my favorite look that I think I've ever done to this point, because I could not bear to put on more than one eyeshadow. I literally put on my matte shades and then I put on one eyeshadow and I was like, I cannot touch anything else. This is just perfection in and of itself. And you guys will see it. I have a few different looks for you guys to see. I actually still kind of want to do another look, but I don't know if I'll have time to do so. However, I really would like to. And these are the ones that I received. And I'm sorry, my desk is a mess and you can see that. Now, these are even more shifty than you guys are seeing right now. Let me just say, if you are the type of person eyeshadow-wise that really likes kind of more subtle eyeshadows, these are probably not the right choice for you. I mean, if you're wanting to dabble into different formulas, then maybe give these a shot. But I can tell you that if you are a die-hard multichrome, duochrome, super foiled, really metallic kind of finished shadow person, then these are, oh my gosh, these are the droid you've been looking for. If you're a Star Wars fan, these are the droids you're looking for. But with that being said, I have a few different things I want to talk about when it comes to this brand. The very first thing is price of shadows. So these are $22 a piece. That is not cheap. Let me just put that out there. It is not cheap. This is an investment type of purchase. If you are going to do so, just keep in mind, there's some people, of course, that won't be a big deal to, and that's great. Your girl is not one of those people. I am always on a budget, and such is the case with this. Now, I will say that if I was not on a no-buy, I would be 100% putting away money to get more of these shades, and in fact, that's kind of where I'm going to be headed in the very near future. Now, after talking with the brand owner, I do have a better understanding of why this is the case. Again, like I said in the beginning, we are friendly, so I just want you guys to know that everything I'm going to say, even though I am friends with the brand owner, is my opinion. I have discussed these things with her because we have had these kind of conversations, but I think it's important for you guys to understand as well. So when you get typically when you get a multichrome from any kind of company across the board, not talking about the PRC shadows that are really, really cheap, that's a totally different formulation. That's like a mass produced type of thing. These are handmade. A lot of times brands will buy pigments and it'll just be one bag of pigment and they'll just mix it with the binders and then they'll put it in the pan, and that's pretty much called a day. That's it. So when she formulated these, she specifically worked on her base. She buys the top tier variation of these pigments, and she doesn't just use one pigment in a formulation. She tends to mix multiple different versions. And her base, after hearing this, because originally I was really nervous to spend the money on them because I was concerned I would be allergic to them. I'm totally not. They're actually gluten-free, they are vegan, they are cruelty-free, and the base of them is very gentle. So I think that, yes, these are expensive shadows, but there is definitely value in what she is doing here. So, you know, you're not just getting a pigment that's like middle of the road, you're getting like the top tier version of it. And I've got to say, it definitely shows when you are putting it onto your eyes. That's just where I sit. Personally, I prefer it with an eyeshadow base, but you don't have to use one. I just like to have it so it goes exactly where I'm setting it, because these are a little flaky, but I'm totally okay with that because I feel that they have a lot of texture, which not necessarily when on your eye to touch, but they look like they have a lot of texture. There's a lot of movement. They're very interesting. So let's talk about things that I think could be improved upon. And these are things I talked to her about. One, so right now, if you place an order, what happens is she'll say, hey, I'm opening up for orders. You can place an order for up to 12 shadows, and you do that through her instant messaging on Instagram. I personally think that I really truly believe if she took that next step and opened up a website, that would be the best possible situation for both customers and for her at the end of the day. Customers would be able to see that product on the site with pictures, and it would be much easier. That's just my opinion. I think she would probably go way up in volume. Now, that may be a little harder for her. She is one person. She works more than full-time. She has other things that are going on that she does behind the scenes as well. So I almost feel like maybe what would work, these are just my opinions. These are just my opinions is, well, let me backtrack. So let me just say this. If you are looking for a quick turnaround time on an order, this is not probably the right brand for you. If you're expecting to place an order and it be there within a week, 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 weeks, this is probably not the right brand for you, because she actually, when she started, she never had an intention of opening up a brand. She made these shadows and people ended up being interested in them, and she was like, hey, this is what I'm going to be able to do in my spare time. And it's kind of blown up because, and I kind of get it, because of the formulation. If you are looking for a fast turnaround, it's just not going to be this brand. And I think you should understand why, and I'm kind of telling you a little bit. The thing I think is good is that she does post updates to her Instagram page frequently about what's going on with the orders and how the shipping schedule is going. But I think another thing that would help with that is emails going out to people. That way, if they're not catching Instagram, they can definitely still get that information if they have placed an order. And the last thing with the ordering process is how you're going to pay. So you would be paying with PayPal. Please keep in mind that if you are making any payment with any brand for anything, or if you're buying something on Facebook, make sure you are paying goods and services. That way you are protected in your purchases. Both sides are protected with this process. So that's the statements I have to make about the ordering process. And I do think at the end of the day, a website would probably be the best form for them to go in the future. I do hope that they move that direction, because I truly think that when it comes to the quality here, it is top level. It is 100% top level. I have tried pretty much every brand that is out there, at least 1 or 2 shadows. I've never been as impressed with a brand as I am with this brand. So, I feel like I'm missing information here. Aha, I thought of something I was going to say. As far as formulation, this is what these remind me of. If you haven't had a chance to try them, they are a mix between Terra Moon's, Cleona, Pretties for your face, but all on steroids. Like they're okay. Even Terra Moon's is very, very impactful, but these are still even more intense in my opinion. If you like any of those brands, I do not think you'll be let down by this formulation, because it really is my favorite. Like I was actually saying the other day, I was like, if I had to lose everything in my collection at this point, if my house were on fire, I would reach to save these first. Like, that's how I feel about it. It instantly, I became very attached to these. So, with all of that being said, I feel like there's information I'm forgetting. If I am, I'm going to pop back in and add it for you guys. I'm going to do some swatches for you guys. I'm going to do this eye look, another eye look, another eye look. If I could, I'd do 20 more eye looks, because I am having a hard time putting this down. And I'll be back at the very end with my final thoughts, though I'm probably not going to get as deep as the beginning half of this did.
It's been a long flight, stayed on a strange time. It's a strange time in my life. I took a drive home to clear my mind, and I ended back at your spot for what felt like the millionth time. Reconnection from separate sections, cause we could meet in the middle with no sense of direction. If it's sun up to sundown, we mess around, we're way too involved now. I never wanted someone to disappear, to just get out of here. I never wanted someone to take control. I let you take control, I let you in too close. So baby, just go ghost. Now baby, just go ghost. Hey. You called, I let you in and 4 walls. Kept our secrets hidden, eating fruit so forbidden. Kept our secrets safe, cause the temptation, it felt like pure relation. I gave you my attention, but now it's hard to mention. I don't feel a spark when you say my name. Reconnection from separate sections, cause we could meet in the middle with no sense of direction. If it's sun up to sundown, we mess around, we're way too involved now. I never wanted someone to disappear,
don't think you guys understand. I am so excited about this look, and it took like seconds. It took seconds. I couldn't bring myself to use a second shadow because the first was so beautiful over what I had going on that I was just like, no, this is just perfect the way it is. I want to use every single one of these with some other eyeshadows one at a time because honestly, you just don't need anything else. That's one shadow. I'm kind of losing it a little bit, which a lot of shadows are shifty, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I'm literally like, should I do a third look for this video? I kind of think I should. You guys know what I did today. What I did was I took the shade Xenon and I put it into my crease and I blew it out on both the top and the bottom. Now I only did that to about 2/3 of my eye area. Then I mixed the shade Meltdown and Hazmat and I put it in my outer V on both top and bottom. Then I went into only one shadow. The shadow that I'm talking about is Velvet Daydream. Like, holy crap. I'm just saying, like, all you're seeing is a little bit of what's going on here. There is even more shift than what is on my eye, what is in this pan. It is just, I can't even look at the camera. I'm like, oh, oh. I'm like, my precious. But seriously, I kind of am because this is like, this reminds me a little bit of either Royal or something like that from Cleona. It's either Regal or Royal, I'm not sure which, except for on like steroids. Like all the steroids are packed into this little pan, and all the shifts that you wish you could see all the time in Royal are completely visible in this. Okay, so for this, the very first thing I did was I took the shade Radioactive and I put it into my inner crease and I worked it to about 2/3 of the way over across my eye and I put it underneath as well. Then I took the shade Arsenic and I put it in my outer V and I put it down below. Then I took, well, after I was done with the other two shades, I took the shade Meltdown and I put it in my outer V as well. I took the shade Acid Trip and I put it all over my lid and underneath. I took the shade Ocean Phoenix and I put it just on the center, on the top and bottom in my inner corner. I already did this eye look. Well, I added to. I already did this eye look, but that's going to be on a different video. Basically, all you need to know, and really you don't need to do exactly what I did, was I took some kind of pinky and maroonish shades, and with the pinky shades, I worked them up here in the crease, and I did my under eye as well. And then the maroon shade, which I went to slightly purple and maroon, and I mixed them together, I worked into my outer V, and I did the same on my lower lash line. Now, at this point, I did add a shade to my lid. However, the shade is pretty much identical, but the finishes are totally different. So what you could do at that point is take the shade Empress of the Sun and put it all over your lid, and I put it underneath as well. Then I took just a little bit of this right here, which is the Pat McGrath Eye Artistry something blah 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 intensifies artistry one, and I put it just in the center. Added the shade Mother Pucker to the middle, and I finished off by putting Ocean Phoenix just in my inner corner and on my lower lash line. All right, you guys, I am back and I want to give you my final thoughts. I am talking about Maun Professionals today. I was sent these because I won them in a giveaway, which is super exciting to me because I wanted to pick them up for a very long time. I've been on a no-buy. I am currently on a no-buy, and it's heartbreaking to me because I want to put money away to pick up the rest of their shadows because, oh my gosh, they have officially become my favorite eyeshadow formula that is out there. They have everything that I'm looking for. And while it is everything I'm looking for, it may not be the exact right fit for you guys. And I'm going to go into a few of those reasons why. So for me, I really like a shiny, shifty, impactful, foiled, brilliant, just incredible, like for my eyes to pop. So if you are more into subtle finishes for an eyeshadow, this is probably not the right fit for you. There's some really beautiful brands out there that are more subtle, but if you like to be the star on top of the tree at Christmas time, these are for you. Now, in another case that these may not be for you, if you're looking for shadows that are going to be done in a week or maybe 2 weeks or maybe even 3 weeks, these are not for you. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, I know that there's some people that do not like to wait for shadows. They're not crazy about pre-orders. This is not the right choice for you then. The brand owner actually does this in their spare time. They never even meant to start a brand. It kind of just happened. They were making these shadows for themselves. People got interested. They work still full-time, more than full-time. They do a lot of stuff on the backside besides that. I mean, they give their timeline, but I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to that. And I think it's very important to have those correct expectations going into it that you're not going to have it in that short period of time. It's just not going to happen. If you're not comfortable not ordering from a website, this is probably not the right brand for you. However, I am really hoping that they will open up a website because I think that would make ordering easier for everybody. You'd be able to see pictures. It would be an easy format. I personally am a fan of websites. That's just me. Currently, the order method is they will let you know when they're opening up for business. They take up to 12 eyeshadows per person, and you direct message them what you would like to order. Then they send you an invoice through PayPal. As I said in the beginning, if you are making any kind of payment on PayPal, make sure you're paying goods and services. That way you are protected, they're protected. I do a lot of selling on Facebook. I used to have my own shop, and that's the first thing I can say. Anytime you're making a payment for a good or a service, make sure you're using goods and services. That's all okay, but that's why I say I feel like a website would just make it more streamlined of an experience. I think it would even probably be easier for her, but that might just be an opinion. And these are all things that I've talked about with her. She knows how I feel about them. Now, if the timing isn't a deal breaker for you, then I'm telling you what, guys, feast your eyes upon the glory that is these shadows, because as I said in the beginning, and I truly mean, if my house were on fire and I could only save one thing of my shadows, it would be this palette, because I honestly don't feel that I've ever liked a shadow formula as well as I like these. If you like Terra Moons, if you like Cleona, if you like Pretties for your face, this formula is very similar to those, but on steroids, because these are like way souped up. They're extremely foiled. They're very shifty. When you guys see me do the one look, you probably saw me talk about how I didn't have to move my eye at all, and you could literally see each of the different colors in the multichrome that it was. And there was still more going on, but I've very rarely, I can't even, and the other one they remind me of is Danessa Myricks, because she, okay, not in texture, but in performance, you literally can see all of the shifts on the eye. Now, it's not nearly as foiled as these are, but just to give you an idea, the formulation sits between all of those eyeshadows. And of course, the last thing I would say might make a difference to you if you are purchasing these or not is the pricing. These are definitely on the high end of pricing. They are $22 a piece, at least of these ones. There are a few other formulations that are different prices, but I don't have any of those. So looking at what I have, these are all $22. And that's certainly an investment. Like, that's no small amount. And I'm being completely honest about it. However, do I think that there's value in what she's doing? Yes, absolutely. And of course, I talked about that in the beginning. So if you want to hear about the things that she's doing with her formula, just check out the beginning in case you missed it. But it is gluten-free. It is also vegan and cruelty-free. And I think that's really nice to note. So with these eyeshadows, I just have to say that it has kind of changed the game for me. I have a lot of eyeshadows that I love and that I enjoy and that I will be happy to keep in my collection, but these are the crowning jewel on what I have. Now, the brand owner is a friend of mine, but I am trying to be very fair and open and honest with you guys on my opinion. and not just hearing me gush over the eyeshadows, which I could do for a substantial amount of time, and I'm not bullshitting you at all. I could have gone on about these shadows for literally hours. I called my mother and told her about them. I made my husband look at every single one of these, and he's probably sick to death of hearing about them. But with that being said, because of the cost of these, I want it to be a good fit for anybody that's going to pick these up, and I feel like I've kind of outlined stuff for you guys, and I hope that it was helpful to you. If it was, and this wasn't so long-winded, let me know down below if you've picked any of them up, if you've tried them, what your experience was. I'm really curious to hear about it. Non-professionals, thank you so much for sending me these. I was so excited that I won the giveaway. Beyond that, thank you for watching my channel and supporting me and being so kind to me. Like, the owner has honestly reached out to me every time I've been sick almost and checked on me, and that's more than some of my friends in real life ever do. So it has meant a lot to me. And I think you're doing a great job with this formulation. With that being said, I hope that everybody's staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!